The signs of greater hope are emerging for sickle cell disease patients here in Ghana as medical doctors at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital performed the third bone marrow transplant today. Now, the bone marrow transplant is a procedure that replaces unhealthy blood-forming cells in sickle cell patients. Matilda Wamega shares the story of 3 sickle cell disease children who have been given a lifeline. This is the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, formerly known as the Ridge Hospital. Right behind me is a team of medical doctors carrying out a procedure called the bone marrow extraction. This is being performed on a mother who is giving parts of her bone marrow to her severe sickle cell son. A team of young female Ghanaian medical doctors are busily extracting bone marrow from the hip of an AS mom who has traveled all the way from Nigeria to Ghana to give hope to her 2 severe sickle cell disease sons. For a child to be born with sickle cell anemia, both parents must carry a sickle cell gene. Doctors say sickle cell disease is a chronic inherited disease affecting millions of people worldwide. Sickle cell disease is a significant public health burden in Ghana. Recent studies indicate that 2% of Ghanaian newborns are affected by sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 Ghanaians has the hemoglobin S and or C gene. Generally in Ghana, patients have limited access to quality clinical health care. With the introduction of the bone marrow transplant, there is hope for CSD patients like a 7-year-old boy who has undergone a bone marrow transplant at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital in Accra. He underwent a successful procedure on Wednesday, August 8. His elder brother, a 9-year-old SS patient, has also begun the process for the 3rd bone marrow transplant here in Accra. Their mom is excited about this procedure, which is expected to bring relief and an end to the pains associated with sickle cell disease condition termed as crisis. She gave us this interview on condition of anonymity.
When I give birth to him, every time he will be falling sick, so I took him to test when he was a year old.
Okay.
That's when I detected his SS.
And since then,
it's not easy with me at all. It's not easy at all. I've been going through a lot of pains and stress all this while.
And these are 2 of your boys, not just him?
2 of them. So the first one I noticed when he was 2 years old. And since then, crisis. Normally, sickle cell condition, when they're having pains, they call it crisis. They feel pains all the time, both from joints and all their bodies. Sometimes the person will be crying for pain, so everywhere will be paining him. I believe that God will hear me out, that God will heal them permanently, so that all this problem will end once and for all.
Josephine Payne was the first patient to have the bone marrow transplant here in Ghana. It's been 5.5 years of different episodes of pain and stroke. She was an SS patient. Today, she is AS after undergoing a life-changing procedure.
Odi be 3 months no yare. Nti ekoye test ni ehun se oye excess.
I realized she was SS 3 months after I gave birth to her. She often gets sick.
Obenya stroke. Nti omo se stroke ne betimi aba se obese nya biem. At
a point, she had stroke, and I was told by the doctors she could become paralyzed. The doctors then advised that I do the bone marrow transplant, so I came here. She was SS. Now I am told she is AS.
SS. But me transplant ni de omo yama Emma.
Dr. John Loga is the CEO of the BMT Foundation.
She has been in this unit for almost a month and a half now. She has done the transplant on the 4th of July. Right now she's completely cured of sickle cell disease. She's engrafted fully.
Cured of SS?
She's cured.
So what is she now? Is she AA or AS?
Now she's basically now AS.
So what determines what group she belongs to now?
Right now, the production of hemoglobin, personally, in her body right now is the sisters. It's not hers, which was SS before. So that is why we are able to say she's AS. Although we will not recommend that getting married, she should go and get somebody with AS or SC. We always recommend she goes for somebody with AA.
Dr. Lawrence Falconer is directly linked with this project, and he's going to give us more education on what is happening right behind us. I realize that you have so far, so this is the third child you are going to be working on. Does it mean it is only suitable for SS children? Is there an age limit to the procedure?
So first of all, no. Of course, bone marrow transplantation is suitable to any severe disease of the bone marrow, including some malignancies, like high-risk leukemias. So it's not only about sickle cell disease, but of course sickle cell disease in this part of the world is probably by far the biggest indication. Severe sickle cell disease, so a subset of children with sickle cell disease, probably 20% roughly, that have the severe form of sickle cell disease. And so yes, potentially it can be applied, though, to many other diseases curable by bone marrow transplantation.
So does it answer all the questions about the SS and AS? So with the introduction of this procedure in Ghana, can I go ahead? If I am AS, he is AS, can we go ahead to marry?
No, of course, that's a difficult question, because it's already difficult to counsel about prenatal diagnosis, pregnancy interruption, because the majority of SS people don't have severe disease. And it's not easy to predict what will be the severity of the newborn or with SS. I think if this will make things maybe a bit easier in terms of decision-making for families, because even if there is a severe form of SS, there is a cure. So many families may decide based on this to sort of take a chance and maybe keep their newborn with SS, knowing that there is a potential cure. Of course, there are risks and also there are costs. So so even though this is a non-profit project in a government hospital, so it's not a private clinic, it's not about making money out of the transplant, nevertheless, it would be impossible to offer it for free. So the transplant will cost anywhere between $15,000 and $20,000. So that's another thing that, of course, families have to keep in mind.
I'm told about 70 severe sickle cell patients here in Ghana have applied to go through the bone marrow transplant here at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. But I'm told 90% of them do not have the funds to go through this process. You may want to extend some form of help to these patients here in Ghana. For JoyNews, Matilda Homaga, Greater Accra Regional Hospital.
You can extend that help when you go log on to the BMT website, bmt.org. I think you could find information as to how you can help there.